never want nobody like this. You ain't never had a body that body like this. Everything that I do, I'm bodying it. That's why you fucking with me, cause you know I'm in. Yeah, I'm just saying it's a special opportunity. Look what God done bless you. It's some open space, just you and me.
All right, guys. Welcome back to another episode of Target Talk. As always, we are your hosts. I'm Justin. I got Mike.
What up?
And as you heard on that song, that is Make You Feel by Lexaay, who we have in the studio today. Thank you for coming. How are you doing?
I'm so good. Thanks for having me, y'all. I'm so excited to be here.
Yeah, we're definitely glad to have you here. Appreciate you coming out.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. I'm ready to get my little yap on.
Okay.
We like to hear that.
Yeah, we're here for the yappers.
Yes. Lexaay's for the yappers and the yearners.
Okay.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Okay, I like
There
that.
you go.
Yeah.
Well, if you're ready to begin the yapping, we'll start off.
Whenever you're ready.
Very simple question or complex. Depends how you want to take this.
Okay.
For people who are just now getting familiar with you, who is Lexaay?
Oh, no. I think that's hard. Okay. Lexaay is a multi-hyphenate artist from Dallas, Texas, by way of Kansas City, Missouri, by way of Springfield, Missouri, by way of, no, I'm kidding. Yeah, that makes art that's focused around, you know, being a woman, being human, and hopes to empower others to do the same.
Okay. Valid.
Yeah, that's very right.
Yeah,
How long have you been in Dallas?
I moved to Dallas when I was 14.
Okay.
Yeah, so I moved here for high school, and was here until I went to college, and then came back after college. I'm not about to tell you how old I am.
Oh, no, yeah.
You
Well,
know,
you don't have to do all that. You
Yeah.
That's how
older
it is.
than you think.
Okay.
Older than everyone thinks, but it's okay. It's okay. It's
Yeah.
okay. It's okay.
What was it like out there in Missouri, though?
Honestly, so my hometown, Springfield is a college town. So
Okay.
like if you've ever been to your Waxahachie's, like my friend over here, your Waxahachie's, your what's another college town?
Where's Texas State at? Or Denton?
I
UNT?
don't know. Yeah,
Denton.
yeah. Hello,
UNT.
it's like Denton. It
Yeah.
feels like a Denton.
Okay.
That's what it gives. Yeah. So small town. There's a couple of schools there. It's one of those places where like you roll down the street, honk, hey, you know. I grew up like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, right on. So,
So
what pulled you into music before you even knew it would be your path? Or did you
Man.
always know it was going to be your path?
So I think I kind of always knew it was going to be my path. That might sound a little crazy, but I come from a very musical family. I come from a very artistic family on both sides. And so my creativity was like definitely encouraged. It was definitely like nurtured from the time that I came out of the womb. Like the stories are ridiculous. From like my mom, she would get like sick around my aunt. I guess like whatever her scent was, or her pheromones, whatever it was giving. When my mom was pregnant with me, she would always get sick being around my aunt, who's her younger sister. And so my aunt would only get to like, you know, come talk to the belly and all the things. My mom was asleep. And so the story is that she would come and she would sing to her belly, because my aunt is a fantastic vocalist, would come and sing to her belly, and like I kind of came out doing the same thing.
Oh.
Yeah. So my first memory of like actually like having a mic, picking up a mic and singing would probably be with my dad's band. My dad and my grandpa, and like they had a family band. My grandma was the lead singer, you know, a cousin on the drums. And when I was a kid, they would give me my own mic, and probably like 3 or 4, I was like singing all the classics with them. So the Shaka Khans, the James Brown, like all the things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's always been the plan. Like when I was a kid, when people asked me what I wanted to be, it was just superstar.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Okay. So you mentioned that you're multi-hyphenate, I guess. You sing and you dance. Which one do you feel like you fell in love with first?
I definitely fell in love with Songwriting
Okay.
first. I could sing. I could always sing. Like it was just like, oh, whatever.
Yeah.
You know.
Like
And I had to work really hard at dance. I was not born with rhythm. I was like the one black child who was not born with rhythm. It's crazy. So I had to work really, really hard at dance, which I think eventually kind of grew into a little bit of resentment for me, even though I was pretty successful. But like songwriting, like my love for words, that was always like very, very present. And so like figuring out that I could express myself, I could say the things that I wanted to say and the things that I was feeling, and I could put it into a song. Oh, babe, yeah, so.
Do you remember the first song you wrote?
Hell yeah.
How old were you when you wrote your first
I was
song?
7.
7?
Okay.
Yeah, it was called Going to the Mall.
Okay.
Going to the mall. Okay.
It was like, we going to the mall. Hey, the mall.
Okay.
Going to the mall.
Okay.
We gonna buy it all. Yeah.
That's fire.
Yeah.
Sounds like you got to bring that song back.
Listen,
Yeah, you
it
ever
might.
re-recorded it?
I might have to. I might have to. I remember after I wrote that, I called every contact in my little phone. And that was like my grandma, my auntie, my mom, and my dad, whoever. I called everybody and I sang them that song, all 3 verses, the bridge, and the hook.
You wrote 3 verses at 7?
Hello?
And a bridge?
Hello?
That's crazy.
Okay.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, tell them to play somewhere else.
Yeah, you might have been born for this if you writing bridges at 7.
Listen.
People ain't writing bridges now.
They're not. Bring back bridges.
Literally.
Yeah.
Literally.
I'll die on that hill.
Yeah. I'm with you.
real.
I'm right there with you.
For
on
real.
that. Yeah, we need to get a master of going to the mall.
You know, I feel like I probably have a recording of it somewhere. I probably do. Yeah.
That's wild.
I gotta find it.
So it sounds like you were more of the type to perform around the house rather than keep it to yourself. Am I correct or no?
1,000%. 1,000%. Let me do a show for you. Yeah. I say in my new song, Make You Feel, let me write these songs about you. Yeah. When I was a kid, it was the same way. Let me write the song about you and then let me sing it to you. To your face.
Was it like when family came over, like sing that song for them?
Yes, go do that little dance.
Yeah, do that little
go
dance.
sing that little song. Show them do this.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you were ready.
Hey, every time.
Every time.
Every time.
So what kind of sounds? You mentioned James Brown, some of that stuff. What were some of the sounds that you grew up on?
That I grew
That
up
were in
on.
the house.
Woo. Okay, so my mom, when I was growing up, she was like hardcore neo soul down. It's insane because one of my favorite like neo soul artists was Maxwell, but she wasn't Jacket Maxwell.
Oh.
I know. So it's weird, but she played like she loved Jill Scott, she loved Angie Stone, D'Angelo. Man, what else was she playing? Music Soul Child. So lots of that, but she also was like a perpetual sad girl. So like she was always listening to breakup music. So Brian McKnight was always like blaring through the car speakers. Like literally every album, front to back, me and her. You know, obviously I'm passenger, but we used to sing our hearts out to Brian McKnight. So yeah, my mom was very much like R&B. However, if you turn on to this day, like some NWA, some like, you know, like classic rap, like 90s, 80s gangster rap, she's rapping it word for word, bar for bar.
Okay.
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 Yeah. So that's mom. She triple OG, but she's also like, you know, a girl's girl.
Yeah.
But then like on my dad's side, lots of instrumentalists. Just like classic like band stuff you're gonna hear when you go hear the band play. So they were playing lots of Shaka Khan. They were playing I said the James Brown, pass the feet, like he used to. Hey, a lot of that. Yeah, just all the classics, all of the classic stuff. And then my family was like very, very much in the church. So a lot of gospel music growing up as well. Yeah. So those are my kind of my roots: the gospel, the R&B.
The
little bit of
gangster
rap.
rap.
A
Yeah.
little bit of gangster rap.
Yeah, and that's deep in my heart.
It's all about balance.
Hello.
Got to. Got
I have
to.
that tatted on me, balance, and
Okay.
literally that's why I believe in balance.
There you go.
Do you feel like all of this music that you grew up listening to kind of had an influence on the music you make?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I discovered John Mayer when I was maybe like 11, 12, around that age, because like I grew up dancing, competitive dance, and there was like a time that you could not go to a dance competition and not hear Dreaming with a Broken Heart. Every girl in the Kansas City, Missouri, St. Louis, Missouri area was dancing to Dreaming with a Broken Heart. Every single girl had a solo to that song. So I discovered like kind of like that singer-songwriter style of music, that like soft rock kind of like style of music then. And that definitely had a big impact on me because John Mayer is still my favorite artist of all time.
Okay.
To this day.
Okay.
To this day. To this day. I love him. Love Jonathan. So yeah, all of that has definitely had like an influence on me. Like the singer-songwriter like part of me and that style of music that like whether it's like abstract or really conversational, like learning to express myself in that way totally comes from the interest that I got in like a John Mayer growing up. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
But then the R&B, you know.
Yeah.
Gotta slide that in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you mentioned, I feel like you're really big on songwriting.
Oh, yeah, I am.
Yeah. So what about any other songwriters that you're big fans of?
Like songwriter artists, like artists who also write,
I
or
mean,
just like songwriters?
all together, either one, you know?
Okay, I'll talk about a couple. So some that are like really influential on me, but also my upcoming project. I am a huge, okay, not say am, because she's not really making music anymore, was, when she was at the height of her career, in her heyday, Miss Carrie Hilson.
Okay.
Okay.
I loved that lady down. I don't know why her first album like connected with my heart. Like, what year was that? Maybe 2009, 2008?
Yeah.
Somewhere
Wait,
around
which one
there.
was the first album? It was
In a Perfect World.
Yeah.
I think it was maybe 2008. I connected hearts with that album as soon as I heard it. And it was just like the attitude, like you could tell she was like really being herself, and it was sassy and it was like in your face, but it was also catchy, and there was like that pop, like that the poppiness in there. Yeah, loved her real bad. She was the greatest. I also really love Tank.
Okay.
Yeah, man, great, amazing singer. Like he's male vocal Bible
Yeah.
down. But also he's an amazing songwriter, and he doesn't get enough credit for that.
Yeah.
So like definitely took influence from those two, and Justin Timberlake for my next project.
Okay.
So yeah.
Nice.
What's your favorite Justin Timberlake album? I've asked this to guests before.
Yeah.
Album?
Yeah.
Album?
Yeah.
The question isn't what's the best one, right?
It's what's
Because
your
there's a
favorite.
difference.
Okay.
Oh.
Give me both. What's your favorite and what do you feel like is the best?
Why would you do this to me?
I mean, you gave me both options. So.
Okay. My favorite is Justified.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Boy, that debut, that's a debut.
Yeah.
Okay? He
Yeah.
came out swinging. Even the ballads on that song. But you didn't. What song is that? I don't understand. Don't care that you hurt me. And now I have a man. What song is that?
I can't think of the name of the
Never Again.
Okay, yeah,
Never
yeah.
Again. My heart may never mend, and you'll never get to love me.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh! Yeah. The ballads on that, hit. The up-tempo tracks on there,
The Michael
hit.
Jackson reject song.
Hello?
Yeah, yeah.
Hello? If Michael wasn't going to do it, who else was going to do it?
Yeah, yeah.
Justin.
You did sing on there.
He was the only option. Because Usher's not getting on the song. And
Nah, he's
Nah.
not getting into that.
Nah, Usher's too cool. He
Yeah.
too smooth.
He gonna
like,
stay in that Usher
you know
lane.
what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Okay, but the other question, twofer. What's the best Justin Timberlake album? This makes me want to throw up. I have to go 2020.
Okay.
No, I'm lying. Future Sex Love Sounds.
Future Sex Love Sounds is
Which one do you
phenomenal.
think it is? What about y'all?
I go back and forth between 2020, obviously the first one, but and Future Sex. Because Future Sex is different.
Man,
And you can play that right now and it sounds like brand new.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
but I think the most polished is that 2021.
Yeah, no. I think like Future Sex Love Sounds is like very experimental.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably like largely in part due to like tempo.
Yeah.
But like 2020 is like the grown up Justin. You know, like he's been doing this for a while. You hear like what song did he do for Beyonce? Was it Rocket? I think he vocal produced it.
Oh, did he?
I don't know if he also wrote it. Is it Rocket? I don't know what song it is. It's off that self-titled album though.
That sounds like Justin's.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but like you get like a lot of that sound of Justin, like those backgrounds on that album on 2020 are crazy. Yeah. Justin. Yeah. Yeah, that's the man.
Not mad at that. That's probably the perfect answer too, because those two albums, anything but Man on the Woods, honestly.
Yeah, shout out to that.
Yes.
Everybody has to have their moment.
Yeah,
you know.
Everybody gotta have one dud.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
It
Who's due
happens.
for it?
at least. At least.
So obviously we talk about dance. Very much a part of who you are.
Hell yeah.
You spent all these years, telling stories through choreography. What made you finally decide to use your voice?
Man, that's a question. So, okay. So, boom. This what happened.
Okay.
Y'all remember the show Taking the Stage on MTV? Nar. Nar? Okay, it's okay. It's okay. I'm here to tell you.
Okay.
That's all I
Okay.
got it.
Break it down.
So, there was a show on MTV called Taking the Stage, and it was a reality TV show. Obviously, this is post Step Up. Okay?
Okay.
Post Step Up, the first one.
Got it.
Okay. So, of course, a young Lexaay, I've seen Step Up. You don't think I've seen Step Up? I've seen Step Up. So, I see Step Up. They're at a performing arts high school. Whoa, that's cool. Well, then MTV comes out with that reality show. Whoa. I looked at my mom and I was like, hey, girl, I want to go to a school just like that. And so I did. So the art school in Kansas City had lost its accreditation. So it was not an option. Like mommy was like, no, we're not going there. Like we want a diploma type. So she, gets her little Twitter fingers, and she's not literally Twitter, whatever.
Yeah.
She gets her Twitter fingers going, and she starts finding performing arts high schools for me to go to across the country. So we traveled to a couple different states. I auditioned at 4 schools. And then I got into 3 of the 4. And then we flipped a coin to decide where I was going. I also flipped a coin to decide whether I would audition for voice or dance at each school. And so the final decision came down to where it would allow me to double major. And the school here would allow me to double major. And the school in Atlanta would allow me to double major. But the other school would not allow me to double major. So that one was out. And so I ended up landing on dance and Booker T. And so that's how I ended up in Texas.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's where my commitment to dance really started. 'Cause once I got to the school, it was just like High School Musical. Stick to the stuff you know. It was very frowned upon, culturally, to cross cluster, as it was called then, but double major rather. The overall idea was you're here for this, so stick to that. So I kind of didn't even really entertain the idea of double majoring and didn't even really tell anybody that I could sing until maybe my junior year of high school.
Wow.
Yeah, so I went from like being in Kansas City and like middle school me, like doing the Disney auditions, doing the Nickelodeon auditions, dancing, singing, acting, this. I got this teacher, I got this voice teacher, I have this acting coach, I have all of this, like all of that, to coming here and being like, no, I'm a dancer. Yeah. So that was where the commitment kind of started. And then I went to college and they gave me some money to come be part of their dance program. And so I went to Temple University and I studied dance and communications there. And from there I started like performing professionally, and I danced. I did a lot of freelance work, and dance really just like kind of took the front seat. And I was okay with that. I worked, like I said, I told you I didn't have no rhythm. So I worked really, really hard to get to that point, and then COVID happened and shut down that entire industry. I graduated college December 2019, moved home, and then I started working like an internship. And the goal and like the point of me coming home was so that I could drop my stuff off and go travel the world and go dance. I thought I'd be somewhere on like a French countryside dancing, and then the world got shut down. Yeah. And so then it was kind of twofold, because the world got shut down. Or threefold. The world got shut down. I just graduated college, didn't know what I was about to do with my life. And then, y'all, I got my heart broken.
Oh, no.
On top of all that.
On top of all that. Right. Ain't right.
No.
So I did what I knew to do best, and like dealt with it in the way that I knew, which was to write a song.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was kind of how I decided to get back to music.
Yeah.
I wrote a song. I hit one of my homeboys up that I knew, like, made beats, and I was like, "Hey, bro, can you send me a beat? I think I want to make a song." And I did a little voice note, and I sent it to my brother, Debbie Stones. I don't know if y'all are familiar with Debbie. Shout out Debbie. I sent it to him, and he was like, "Oh, we're going to the studio. Great, I booked you a session." So we're going to the studio, and rest is kind of like history.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
Well, you talk about COVID. You talk about you dropping the song. You dropped No Rest in 2020.
Woo.
What was the reception like when you put that song out?
Overwhelming.
Okay.
Yeah, it was super overwhelming. I did not know that people wanted to hear me sing. I didn't know.
Yeah.
I had no clue. So there was just kind of an outpouring of support for that. And I was not prepared. I was like, oh my gosh, I want to curl up into a ball and die. It was received really well. We ended up shooting a video. It was COVID, you know? So, like, we had all the time in the world. I was flying my friends from other places, my dance friends, to come dance for me in the video. It was my first music video. So, like, man, had to do it right.
Yeah.
It was back when Coach Tev was still shooting music videos for other artists.
Okay.
He don't do that no more. Okay. But yeah, it was back then when he was still doing that, and it was received really, really well. I got like highlighted on like some like major platforms, and I was like, okay, I could do this.
Yeah.
I could do this. Yeah. But it was overwhelming.
Yeah.
For sure.
What does that feel like, going from kind of keeping your singing secret all throughout high school to actually releasing a song and having a reception that good?
So I kept it a secret in college.
Well, yeah.
Oh,
too.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh.
like my college roommates, they would hear me singing in the shower, singing around the dorm, whatever, and they'd be like, "Girl, why don't you just make music?"
Yeah.
And like, no, I'm a dancer. No, I'm here to dance. No, that's not why I'm here. No. So it was really surprising for me to see that like people were so excited, like people that I had known forever through high school, through college, like whatever. Everyone was so excited that I was like using my voice. They're like, oh my gosh, we've been waiting, you know? But for me, I say this all the time because releasing music still feels like this to me, but like releasing music feels like walking in a room and taking your pants off. Hey, everybody, look at me.
Yeah.
Hey, guess what?
Yeah.
That's what it feels like releasing music, still to this day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Especially when you're being vulnerable on the track.
Yeah.
Right?
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's the vulnerability of it all.
You write about heartbreak and you're kind of telling everybody how you feeling.
Hello?
Yeah.
And I was on Instagram with that man.
Ooh.
People knew.
They like know the name of the man you singing about.
Yes, like we've seen him before.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I hope he's doing well.
There you go. Take the high road.
The high road. You know, I mean, I already trashed him. I took a whole EP.
Yeah.
Took a whole couple tracks to trash him.
Yeah. You got it all out now.
I got it out.
And I was like, all right. do your thing, man. You know, wish you the best.
I mean, you just kind of lining up our topics for us already.
Am I?
Yeah.
Oh!
So let's talk about that EP.
Wild but true.
Wild but true. What was the biggest challenge working on the project?
I would say that the challenges were few. The biggest challenge was gaining the confidence to release it and to like stand on what I was saying and talking about, because the subject matter was,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what word to use for that, but the subject matter was the subject matter.
Yeah.
But writing it was healing. I worked with Zayla, who is a female producer and engineer from out here. And that was healing too. You don't get to work with a lot of women. So we were really just like in the back room of her house in Garland, cooking up and feeling and talking and crying, and it was great. The process of creating it was amazing. The process of even putting it out, like doing the split sheets, was simple. Everybody responded. Nowadays, people don't want to respond. When you send them the splits, they be taking a couple business days to get back to you. Do you want it or not?
Right.
It was a really simple process. I would say, like, even following up. So I had connected with some kids that I went to college with. They're kids and then everybody's grown now. But some kids that I went to college with that were starting like a PR firm. And I was one of their first clients. So they got me some interviews and some write-ups. Like, everything was so simple and so easy with that project.
Yeah.
It just, the putting it out, the walking in the room, taking my pants off was the hard part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Zayla did the whole project?
She engineered and mixed and mastered the entire project, but I've got two beats that were made by other people.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, produced by other people.
Yeah. Zayla's super talented.
Oh.
Shout out to Zayla.
Yeah.
No, she the baddest.
Yeah.
She the baddest. Like, that's my girl. That's my girl down.
Yeah.
She did my latest.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
We'll get into that too.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
I did want to ask, making this EP though, do you feel like it helped you get through that heartbreak to be able to put your feelings out there, or do you just feel like it's just a thing you did?
Yeah, making it got it off of me.
Okay.
Yeah, like after I released that and put it out into the world, I didn't have no ill feelings towards that man. I had processed it down. Like, literally I had broken the situation down to the smallest bits possible. And in that process, grew to have empathy for him and for the situation, and viewed it from a different lens. Like I said, it was really healing. It was really, 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 really healing. And once I got it out, it was like, oh, yeah, that is a thing that happened to me.
And I like how in the EP you kind of go from like the beginning stage of like what's going on, and then like by the end of it you do sound healed.
Yeah, thank you.
Like I like how you put that together.
Thank you. Yeah, no. Literally that first song. Hold on, what's the first song on the? Is it Sticky Note?
I'll pull it up real quick. I got you.
I think it's Sticky Note, but
Yeah,
It's
because
Sticky
Wild
Note?
Minds is the
It's the
voicemail.
intro.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
yeah. So Sticky Note was the first song that I wrote for the project.
Okay.
I actually wrote it like right when me and the guy broke up. We were like together though, like physically in the same room when I wrote the song.
Oh.
So yeah, like I was like in my bathroom curling my hair. Let's take this back to the beginning, baby. I'm like really like trying to get my feelings out about it. And he was right there.
Yeah.
He didn't know I was writing a song about him.
Yeah, and like ask how he felt about this. Check this out real quick. I got something.
Hey,
to tell you.
listen to this real quick.
I got something I gotta tell you real quick.
Why would I care about what a man who breaks my heart has to say?
That's true. That's true.
But I do tell people, like when I write songs about them, if I'm gonna release it, I'll tell them and I'll send it to them.
How's the reception to that usually?
I honestly, I think people are flattered.
Okay.
I think they like it.
Yeah.
It's like a way to immortalize themselves, even if it's bad.
Yeah.
They're like, "Oh, cool. Can I hear it? Well, do you say my name?
Yeah.
You know, that kind of thing."
Yeah.
The question is, are you going to make a song about me and Michael?
Absolutely. Yes. Yes. It's gonna have something to do with targets
Yeah.
and
There you go.
absolutely.
Yeah, I know you're gonna do some like, have some double entendres. You're gonna
Oh, yeah.
we're gonna have to listen for it.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna put my best elbow
Yeah.
grease into that.
I'm like, that's about us right
No? Okay.
Keep a lookout.
Oh, so you did just drop Make You Feel May 15th.
I
Very
did.
new. Very good song.
Very good song.
Very good. Definitely enjoyed it.
Thank you. Thank you both very much.
What is the song about?
What's it about?
Yeah.
Another man.
Another man. All right.
It's about another man. Okay, so I write I write all my music. I have been begging somebody to write me a hook, write me a verse, write me a bridge, write me a something, but everyone always tells me no. We'll get to that. So yeah, I write all my music. So this one also based on a true story.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Based on a true story. It was just about like the song is really about me. It's about me. I'm starting off, I'm like, you have never dated anybody like me. You never been with anybody like me, okay? Not the face, not the body, not the personality. Like, I'm really, like, talking my shit at the beginning of the song.
Yeah.
It sounds like maybe I'm being nice to the man, like, because I do say, like, I never wanted anybody like I want you, but then I flip it and I'm like, no. No. You've never had this. So it's really about me and, like, coming into my confidence in that way. Around the time when I wrote the song, I had just like cut all my hair off for the first time, like ever in my life. And so I had a little bob and it was cute and it was fierce and like, okay, couldn't nobody play with me. And I was dating a guy at the time who I'd had a crush on for like a really long time. He was my high school crush, actually.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Spun the block on that. He was my high school crush, and I was really feeling him, whatever. And then, I don't know, I guess I just had the question in my mind of like, okay, I'm feeling you like this, but like, how does it feel to be dating that girl? Basically. That was,
Okay.
I like it.
and it's
good.
crazy
Yeah.
because I would typically never say anything like that out of my mouth
Yeah.
pre-writing the song.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, pre-cutting my hair, pre-bob, pre-Robert,
Yeah.
because that's what I called it. It wasn't Bob, it was a Robert.
Okay.
Grown up, okay?
Yeah.
Grown up Bob. It was a Robert. Pre-Robert, I never would have said nothing like that. You would have never caught me like popping my shit on a song.
Yeah.
Who? Who is this? Yeah. So really the song is about me and coming into my confidence and like standing like 10 toes like I'm that girl. What's JT say? I'm that bitch. I'm that bitch. I'm that bitch. That energy. I don't know if I can curse on here. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
Okay, great.
100%.
Great. Well, you know how JT says that.
Yeah.
That was my energy when I wrote the song. But, you know, we wanted to kind of give it a different feel. Like it is a love song,
Yeah.
you know?
But it's also a self-love song at the same time.
Exactly. It's also a self-love song.
Yeah.
Yeah. How does it feel? Because I don't typically do this.
Yeah.
I don't hold hands with men in public, but I'm holding yours. How does it feel?
So he should feel special.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
get it.
Right.
You guys get it.
Yeah.
Well, shout out Robert because that Robert
Hello?
brought a banger.
Had her in her bag.
Had her in your bag.
Hello?
Yeah.
Shout out to Robert, okay?
So how'd the song come together? Was it like Zayla served you the beat and it just came to your mind, or where?
Dog, I've been sitting on that beat for like 2 years.
Okay.
That was one of those that like we made like crack of dawn, like just kicking it. But it was also one of those beats that I knew that whenever I did get on it, I had to go crazy. Like, it had to be right. I had to step. So I sat on it until it was time. And me and Devi, we went to South by in 2023. Yeah, that was 23. We went to South by, and we did like this weird thing where we went for like, we drove down for a day and then like drove back and then went back again a couple of days later.
Okay.
So
Okay.
the day that we spent here in between, we got in the studio, and it was me, Devi, Zayla, and Lucky. And we were all in there playing the beat, and I'm, everybody stank facing it up. I got my Robert. We had a little wine,
Yeah.
and everybody was just like vibing. I was like, okay, yeah, we're gonna do this. We're gonna write this song. And it was so crazy because the vibes were insane after I recorded the first demo. So insane that when I left, Devi and Lucky and Zayla flipped it,
Yeah.
and Devi sampled it for his song.
I wanted to ask about that. as
Yeah,
well.
yeah. I did inspire
Yeah.
Dallas's favorite rapper. Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay.
Did they sample your vocals as well on there?
Yeah.
Okay. 'Cause
My vocal and
yeah.
the beat.
Okay. That's how that came together.
Yeah, that's how they came together. And that's my brother. So I was like, of course. When I heard the song, I was like, oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, y'all have to drop that. I don't care if you drop first.
Yeah.
Please, actually. I'm begging.
That's fire though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tough.
No, yeah, it was a really cool experience.
Yeah.
So, what made you drop it now, though? If you've been sitting on it,
Yeah, so I made it a year ago. It's finally like time to drop my project. So technically the first single off my project was New Kneecaps. And then this is the second, Make You Feel's the second. And next up, project.
Okay.
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 Yeah.
Let's get into the project.
Okay, we can talk about it.
Let's get into the project.
New Kneecaps is a good song.
New
too.
Kneecaps is a good
Thank
Yes.
you. That's my favorite song of mine.
Okay.
Like ever. Ever.
Ever?
Ever.
Interesting.
Yeah, ever.
Okay. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I could choose one. You
that's okay.
you got a dope catalog.
Oh,
Yeah.
And I mean, you only got one EP right now, but like singles and everything, you got a dope catalog.
thank you. Thank you for
Yeah.
saying that.
I can't remember what the song name is. I'm really bad, but the song you did with Casper.
Yes,
That's a
you
great
know that
song.
one. Same
Yeah.
song.
Yeah, same song. There you
That
go.
was good.
Shout
That's a
out to
good one.
Cass. That's my boy. That's my boy. Yeah.
It might be recency bias, but I still got Make You Feel like in heavy rotation. So
That's true.
Period.
That's definitely.
I love that. I love that.
Definitely.
Well, thank you guys for listening to my music
Of
because you
course,
know
of course.
it is not a small thing. I take it very, very, very seriously that people allow me to take up their ear space and their brain space and all that. Because a mind is a terrible thing to waste.
that's very true.
That's right.
Well, yeah, let's get into your project though. You got an EP dropping this month, right?
Yeah, at the end of the month.
Okay.
At the end of the
At
month.
the end of the month.
Okay.
It's called Next.
Next.
So what can the people expect from Next?
Whatever I want to give them.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's kind of where the name comes from, Next. I feel like a lot of the conversation, especially after I dropped my first EP, and then I did like a little like 2-pack called Interludes to Healing, where I put out probably my most 2 popular songs. Like whenever I meet people, they're always like, Too Much to Handle is my favorite song. Too much to handle, too much to handle, too much to handle. So after putting those out and then taking a little break, like I took a little step back, I felt like I needed to refocus. I felt like I needed to be clear about who I wanted to be, what I wanted to tell people about myself, how I wanted to tell them, what I wanted it to look like. The conversation after, me stepping back was, well, does she still make music? Well, what's she going to do next? Well, and then I started dancing, and I was dancing with a local company. Oh, well, what's she going to do next? What's happening next? And so my answer to people was whatever I want to do. If I want to dance today, I can dance. If I want to sing today, I can sing. If I want to get on stage and do both at the same time, I can do that too. So that's where next comes from.
Okay. And you mentioned the songwriters that kind of inspire you on this project. How did they inspire you?
So it's very, very, it's very like nostalgic, like sound wise. So we've got a lot of like Timbaland influence production, a lot of, just like the influences came from a certain time. Like I would say probably my favorite time in music, which I would say that's probably like 2006 to 2011.
Okay.
Yeah. That's probably one of my favorite times in music. But I think it's because I was a kid. Mm-hmm. And so, like, I was really on the internet and I was really, like, invested in, like, the LimeWire of it all, the Rock This Music of it all. Like, all the blogs saw me. Like, when Hot New Hip Hop was just, like, the links. Yeah. And, like, when it was red, like, oh, this is fire. Yeah. But if it was blue, it was just, like, mid. It was just okay. Yeah, like, I was one of those. I was an internet kid down. So, that era, the blog era, was just really special for me. And I feel like we don't talk about the R&B that happened during that time a lot. So vocally, that's where like a lot of the influences are coming from. But production wise, we've got a lot of Timbaland influence. Because I'm a really big Aaliyah fan. I love Aaliyah. Like, man, and the work that they did together, fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah. So very influenced by them in that time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how did the concept for the project come together? Was it clear from the start, or did it kind of take shape as you?
No. So I would argue that this project like it's not a concept. Like it's not like Wild But True, where that was definitely like a concept project. It start to finish, there was a through line. There was something I was trying to get across. Whereas like this time, I just want to give the people some music. A lot of these songs I've been sitting on for a long time.
Okay.
So I want to get them off of me because I have other things that I want to do. But also, there's some of my favorite songs, so I want to share them. The thing that they do all have in common is that every song I made with the intention to dance to it. So whether that's like a hip hop like dance that I want to do, or if I want to get into like my heels choreography, or I have a song on the project that I made to do like more contemporary style dance to. So it was made with the intention to dance to it and made for dancers, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, like nice. Even the way that we did the production on a couple of the songs, it was like, oh no, I want it to feel like this. Like even though maybe technically the hit should be here on like whatever count, I'm like, no, if I'm dancing to it, I want this sound to jump out at me. So like, let's move it, like let's play. Yeah. So yeah, that's what it has in common.
Okay. Is there a song on here that you're most excited to like dance to?
Okay, all of them. Okay. But I have this one song, and it's the longest song on the project. That's the other thing. Bring back long songs.
Yeah.
Bring back long songs. I'm tired of it.
How long?
You got 3 verses on there? Okay.
I told you about going to the mall.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
It's true.
Okay.
It's true.
We don't get a 3rd verse no more either.
Nah, there's no. Yeah.
And kill me if I'm wrong, but I feel like a 3rd verse in any record is really bringing it home. Yes. It's really solidifying what the song is about.
Yeah.
Right? So, like, when we get in that first verse, it's like, okay, I don't really know what you're talking about, but I like the way this sounds. Then I listen to that second verse. Okay, I got a better idea. I got I'm seeing what you're putting down. But that third verse or bridge, it brings it home. Yeah. What are we talking about? Why are we all here? Why have we all gathered here today? And that third verse is going to tell you why we gathered.
Yeah.
Yep.
So the third verse on the song that has the 3 verses, it tells you why we gathered on that day.
Okay.
See, I like how you thinking. Like, that's already making me excited for this project. So,
Yeah.
Thank
Same.
you. Yeah,
Sure.
but sorry, I didn't answer your question.
It's all right.
There is a song that I'm excited to dance to because I have a whole video idea in my head for it already. I just got to get the funding.
Okay.
So if y'all know anybody that got money bags, big pockets, let me know.
All right.
But it's Addicting. It's called Addicting. It's a 2-part song featuring Debbie Stones. It's called Addicting/Desires. And the beginning of the song is very Timbo influence. I'll play it for y'all before we go. But favorite song on there. But then that second part, it slows down, it cools off. And it's like a really like late night vibe, late night ride kind of vibe. So I love that song. I love the duality of the 2 sounds. Mine and Debbie's voices layer very well together. I even got him to sing a little bit on the song.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I can't wait to sing that song live and to perform it live and put it on stage or to see other people dance to it either. Yeah.
Definitely excited for that one.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I was also going to ask, what song do you feel like you're most excited for the fans to hear? But it seems like that might be the same song. No, it's not?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. The song that I'm most excited for fans. You think I have fans?
Yeah, you got fans.
I got a couple
You
fans.
got fans.
I'm not
Come
gonna be
on.
fans. Thanks, guys. Thanks, guys. No, the song that I'm most excited for them to hear is probably the shortest song on the project.
Okay.
It's called Seriously. And it's just a really pretty song.
Yeah.
It's just vocally, I kind of did my thing on that. And I also vocal produced it completely by myself. So and that's a big deal. Completely? Hold on now. So yeah, that one. Because I'd argue it's you know what, y'all? I'm sorry I told y'all a lie.
Okay.
I told y'all a lie.
Uh-oh.
I'm a dirty liar. This song that I want everyone to hear is Loose Ties.
Okay.
And it's because I think that's some of my best writing.
Okay.
Yeah, some of my best writing ever. I love Seriously.
Yeah.
I love that song. That's my favorite song on the project.
Okay.
But Loose Ties, I think it's some of my best writing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So seriously, do you feel like it's some of your best singing, and Loose Ties is your best songwriting?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think you're just excited for the whole project.
That too.
Just the whole thing.
That too. I'm just excited for the whole thing. I'm excited to get it out. I'm excited to share. I'm excited to for it to have life outside of the studio because, like I said, I've been sitting with it for a long time.
Yeah. You mentioned the Debbie feature. Is there any other features that you got on here that you would want to share? You know, they can wait. If they...
I mean, there's 3 features on it.
Okay.
And I'll just say that they're all men.
Okay.
I love a good rap song collaboration.
Listen, you restoring the feeling.
Hey!
Yeah.
The feeling.
Shout out to Hendo and restoring the feeling, but I'm really trying to bring it back.
Yeah.
You know? That's just something we don't value in our culture anymore. And we do the melodic rapping, but it's not the same thing. It doesn't give you the same vibe as those songs from the early 2000s did, where you got Ashanti or some girl that we don't know, that we've never heard of, singing your hook.
Going crazy.
Yeah.
Okay? Going stupid on the bridge.
Yeah.
And then, next to this rapper that's maybe doesn't always show that soft side of them.
Yeah.
So I think it's equally important for both the rapper and the singer, because I think the singer kind of softens the edge of the rap artist, but then the rap artist kind of gives the singer a little cred.
Yeah.
A little street cred.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The question is, are you Are we ever gonna hear a rap from you? You think you can drop some bars?
Like right now?
Well, no.
I mean,
Oh.
if you got
I mean,
some,
if you got some bars right now,
I can
I
try
mean-
to put on a beat or something.
I mean, maybe one day.
okay.
Maybe one day. I am interested in exploring like that that like ego that comes across on Make You Feel. Well, now that y'all know what it's about, it'll probably come out more. But like I am interested in, exploring that.
Yeah.
Cuz
Yeah.
that's one thing I really admire about rappers. Is that like they just talk so effortlessly about, what they got, where they been, who they with, right?
Yeah.
Whereas like when I'm writing my songs, it's always so much about how I feel.
Yeah.
So I hope so.
Yeah.
One day.
Okay.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you performed at your first South by last year. How was that experience?
Well, no, that was this year.
Oh, this year. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
this
it
yeah.
was this year. Yeah.
Also, I told y'all the wrong date. It doesn't matter. I made Make You Feel in 2024, not 2023.
Okay.
Okay.
For some reason, I'm having a hard time connecting to the fact that it's 2025.
Yeah.
It is 2025.
I actually don't believe that.
We're halfway through it.
We are already halfway.
I also don't believe that.
Yeah.
It does not feel that way,
It
but it
doesn't.
is true.
Can I opt out? That's the question.
Yeah, I wish we could.
Can I
Yeah.
opt out? Either way, what was your question?
Okay, so
Okay.
you performed at your first South by this year. What was that experience like for you?
It was insane. Like, I did 3 shows at South by. One on the first night that I was there, and then the next ones following were back to back. So, it was just like a whirlwind. It was crazy, but it was amazing. It was so rewarding. I took my dancers and, me and the girls, like my friends came. We got a house and like my mom came and we were just living it up, like it really felt like we were on tour. We like had just done a show here and then got on the road 2 days later and then did sound check and then did another and then went to sleep and woke up and immediately it's time to make up hair, like all the things and then show and it was crazy. It was crazy, but it was perfect. It was awesome. I met so many people. Can't wait to do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
what's up.
Even though I did hear that next year they're supposed to be downsizing.
That's what I heard
Oh,
too.
okay.
They're making the music portion shorter.
Yeah.
Wow.
I
Yeah.
heard that too. And I was looking forward to going next year because I've never been. So
You've never been? Are you from Dallas? Are you from Texas?
yeah.
And you've never been to South by?
I haven't either. You,
You
can,
either?
you can grill me too.
Yeah,
It's all right.
I get
Yo.
charged up every time I tell someone.
Not
that,
even
so-
as a youth?
Not
Nah.
even as a youth.
Yeah,
I've been to ACL, but that's the closest thing. I've
Okay,
been.
okay. Gotcha.
So
I ain't been to that either. So
We got to get you
at
out
least I
there.
got one. I got one of them.
Yeah, right. We got to get you out
I'm
there.
gonna try to go next year, especially if you're gonna go out there and perform.
Oh,
I
I'll
gotta-
be there with bells on.
Okay.
I'll be there making
Okay.
noise.
Okay.
So what is a live Lexaay performance like? I mean, you put on a bunch of shows. Are
Yeah.
they all similar, different. What's that like?
So I try to switch it up.
Okay.
Dance is like super important to who I am as a person. And so it's only right that it be part of my stage show as well. So I have dancers. But I don't do every song with my dancers. I'll bring them up for a song and then they go down. And I'll, do some solo. Big on performance tracks. I like a proper performance track. Not just like singing over the beat. Like, no. We went in the studio and we brushed up the backgrounds on this, or we turned this suburb. Like, we just adjusted things so that I can perform it. And hell, I won't lie. There are some songs that it is very, very, well, first of all, it's really hard to sing and dance at the same time. But there are some songs that I'll do that like, hey, babe, we're going to have to put the track in, put me singing in right here because I need to do this dance move.
Yeah.
So you get a good mix. I also I have to do a cover, at least one cover, every time I do a show, because I feel like they're really important for people to kind of like judge you off of like it's something familiar most of the time. So like I get an opportunity to like interact with the crowd and make them sing it a little bit. So it gives me a break. But also, like I said, they can judge you off of it. Are you doing a good job? You know, are you bringing yourself to it? Like, is there a difference between the way the original artist sang it and the way you're singing it? Yeah, covers are super important. So I always add a cover in my sets.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite song you like to cover?
Recently, I've been doing like this mashup. I'll start off with Snooze by SZA. But then at the end, I will throw a little Angel by Anita Baker in there. And I Want to Be Down by Brandy. And I like mash those 3 songs
All
up.
3 together?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I need to see some footage of that.
I got it. It's really fire.
Yeah.
It's really fire. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think you're right with covers, because if I don't know who you are or anything, I kind of want something that I'm a little familiar with.
Right.
So
Right.
I think that's nice for the people who don't know you at all. So
Exactly. And as a new artist, like my job is to come on stage and connect with the crowd.
yeah,
Like if I'm opening up for a bigger artist, I need to I'm warming them up for you. I'm getting them ready for you. Like this is us stretching. So like I want to hear you guys, sing back to me or talk back to me, or I'm going to tell you about who I am and and interact with you and warm you up, get you ready for the main act.
yeah.
Yeah.
Are there any live performers you kind of try to model your performance after?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So I'd say somebody now that's like popular, Victoria Monet.
Oh,
She's doing a
okay.
fantastic job.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're killing it.
Yeah.
I love Kaylani,
Okay.
her live shows. I saw her live a couple times and she's awesome. So those are like 2 current people that I'm probably modeling myself after. But the big one is Janet.
yeah.
I love Janet Jackson. I can't wait to have budget and, really employ all of the dancers that I want and have the set that I want. And, yeah, I can't wait for that.
Yeah. Yeah, Jenna's GOAT.
Man.
The
Yeah.
GOAT, yeah.
Man.
And if you're talking about, like with Victoria Monet, she kind of got that same thing, like songwriting, elite.
Yeah. No, her pen is undeniable.
Yeah, dance, singing. She's the whole package.
Yeah, like people actually don't know that like she can dance. Like not just like, oh, I can keep up with my dancers. Like, no.
Yeah.
She's a dancer.
Yeah.
Like for real.
Yeah.
Like put some respect on my girl's name.
Yeah.
I love Victoria. Huge fan.
Yeah. Well, speaking of dancing,
Dancing.
you're a part of Team Athena.
Yes. 4-time World of Dance champions.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
Team Athena. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Because y'all just won that, right?
Yeah, a couple weeks ago.
Couple weeks
Yeah.
ago.
This is our 4th consecutive win.
Wow.
Yeah, safe to say, Team Athena, we're them girls.
What's it like being part of such a talented group?
Woo! So before Athena, I had never done hip hop.
Okay.
Like I had taken a class here and there, but like never considered myself a hip hop dancer. I come from like a more like classical concert tradition of dance, and so the big thing with that is like conformity and like uniformity and doing things the correct way. Like with codified movement, there is a correct way and there is a wrong way to do it. Where with like more commercial styles of dance, like hip hop and jazz and like, things like that, it's about your personality and bringing who you are into the movement. And so I didn't have any idea of how to do that. I never felt cool enough to do hip hop, right? Yeah. I just like, it wasn't something I was confident in. So that was why I joined the team. Because I knew that dance was going to be a big part of like who Lexaay was. And with the type of music that I make, I was like, no, I need to sharpen that skill. I need to strengthen that muscle. So I went and found the best in the city that were doing it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
What was that adjustment like becoming a hip hop dancer from?
I cried every day.
Okay.
Every rehearsal, like that first season, I joined them in season 7. And that first season, I would cry on my way there. What am I doing? And then I would cry on my way home. What just happened? But eventually, like being in the room with like heavy hitters like that multiple times a week, like 12 hours a week, you start to get comfortable, and I grew so much by challenging myself in that way. It was an insane experience. And so now to like, I didn't compete with them in season 7, but I did compete this year in season 8. So to like make it through the whole season and like compete and really like see the fruits of our labor, it was amazing.
Yeah.
Like it was unmatched feeling. I've never done that before. I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing.
Yeah.
It's so great.
Yeah. So what's competing like? Are you just going against other
Yeah.
dance teams?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So like with World of Dance, they do like regional things. So we had teams from all over Texas come. So Houston, Dallas, Austin, like they came from far and wide. I think there were a couple teams from Oklahoma that came, and yeah, you do get out. So you as the best set. There are parameters, and then the judges score you out of 100.
Yeah. Knocked them all out, huh?
You know, I
Yeah.
think second place, their score was like 92 point something.
Oh, okay.
And our score was a 98.5.
Oh.
Wow. So
Yeah.
y'all
Almost
cleared
perfect.
that.
Yeah. Shout out to the girls. The girls stepped on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a beautiful experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the directors, Kyla and Darius, they're like OGs in the Dallas like dance community and very respected already. And I'd taken class with them and like been in the room with them. Kyla does a lot of my choreography. Darius is gonna come on and do some for me as well. So I've interacted with them in that way. But to see them pull